3:53 in the afternoon. He says play, and Connors will serve.
This place is absolutely jammed, not an empty seat. Total sellout. When Connors wins his first point here, which may be soon, you're going to hear a roar go up.
As a tennis player, you dream to be in a position like this in front of a crowd, playing the two kind of players that are out on the court.
First game always so tough. No matter what you say, these two guys are twitching a little bit out here. There's some butterflies.
And this is not a player that, if you're Jimmy Connors, you want to fall behind quickly to. Particularly after what happened last year.
Agassi, one of the most momentum-type players playing today. He loves to play fast. Once he wins a point or two, you'll see him start walking faster. He loves to speed the pace up.
Connors into the match right away, facing 2 more break points. And Connors double faults on break point. And so the match begins with Agassi breaking serve. Opens his first service game with an ace on a glorious day in New York City.
Working hard early in this match. Connors really stretching.
Great depth by Agassi, keeping Jimmy pinned back to the baseline.
The ball just, I guess there has to be adjustment for Connors to see the ball keep coming at him that hard, that often.
Something Agassi does very rarely, but he tries it, takes a chance here. Connors on the follow-through with the forehand. Now Andre takes the racket back. A high drop shot. I'm surprised Jimmy didn't go for that shot. There's the drop shot. Comes way under the ball. A lot of backspin on that ball. Approach shot, I think Jimmy's got to use today. He's got to hit over the forehand, come in deep, and then try and open up that court to Agassi's forehand side.
(1972). When Andre Agassi was 2 years old, Jimmy Connors was a seeded player at the U.S. Open.
Amazing record.
But right now, it is the youngster coming out and swinging from the bleachers right off the bat.
You know, nobody talks too much about Agassi's serve, but when he gets it going streaky, he can hit that first serve in there pretty well.
I think he's really improved it over a year's time. Never served quite as hard as this.
Baseline. We've talked so often during this Open about young American players and the impressive wins they've had. In Andre Agassi's case, that is not really the point against top players.
It's a very, very telling statistic because last year, with all those victories that he had, he did not play that many top players.
And the same has happened this year. I would say, even though this is early, it is an important game for Connors. He has to want to plant some psychological seed into Agassi that he can play with him today.
Well, Agassi's followed his game plan absolutely perfect. He's kept the ball really deep. Jimmy hasn't had a chance to come into net.
No, he hasn't. He's kept him way behind that baseline.
And he hasn't given Jimmy a chance to return serve.
Those are the kind of shots he's really got to avoid, Vitas, because Agassi is going to keep the pressure on. It was not that tough beforehand. Doesn't want to miss easy balls.
Jimmy's still looking to find his rhythm, whereas Andre's already grooved out there. Awfully fast start for him.
And in this championship, Agassi has started fast in the first sets for a guy that doesn't warm up very much.
It's amazing. Once he gets rolling, too, he just likes to keep it going. I think he's maybe the fastest player in the game today in terms of getting points rolling quickly. It's good. Crowd definitely behind Connors now, trying to get him into this match. Huge tournament here.
What a return serve by Agassi.
Good play by Jimmy. Put in a great first serve. Andre just clocked it.
It's almost like he anticipated this serve. Now watch how quickly he moves to his right here. He's ready for it. Quick swing. Not a big backswing on that forehand, Vitas. He kind of just cups that ball.
A little bit like Crixton's forehand. They both have that short backswing and really come through the ball with a lot of power. A lot of shoulder turn.
Overplaying the forehand volley that time. That's the thing with Agassi. He is so dangerous from the backcourt that there is a tendency to maybe do a little bit too much with the volley.
He's on it.
You can do it, I can do it better there.
You talk about court sense here. Now, Connors hits the drop shot. Now, watch Jimmy. He anticipates. Look at him move right to the spot where Agassi hits the ball.
But he set that up with a great little fake to the left and pulled back to the right. Did you notice that?
Watch it right here as Connors comes in. There was the fake. Now he's right on it. Boom, right there. Great play by Connors. That low volley was not an easy shot either.
Second double fault by Connors.
Connors taking a big chance on the second serve. Obviously saw Andre probably trying to move around, hit the forehand.
Well, it is Andre Agassi who was off to the same start he was against Connors a year ago.
The other thing is Agassi has served pretty well so far in this match. He's gotten some big first serves in, and so Jimmy has had no play, Vitas, to try and come in on that second serve, put any pressure on him there. He's keeping him in the backcourt pretty well.
The first three games, Agassi did not make an unforced error. Connors made 8.
You know, you see Agassi hit a lot of half volleys from the baseline because he moves in so well. He's well inside that baseline. Gets caught, actually, but he doesn't mind hitting that shot. It's kind of a natural shot for him.
He likes to play on the ball on the rise a lot.
Keeping a lot of balls in play here, though. He stretches for the forehand now. Connors, with a wide open court, puts the backhand volley away. But even on that point, he had to work very hard. Connors with the two-hander now in quickly, good footwork, and then just cuts that backhand volley off. But he's working hard on every point.
He saw it, but he couldn't make the shot, and Agassi leads 4 love.
Jimmy set up a couple of points exactly the way he wanted it, but he just hasn't executed them.
No. Well, he's definitely had a couple of opportunities to test the volley up there and miss some easy balls. It's really a combination of Connors missing some fairly easy shots thus far, and Agassi just playing pretty flawlessly at the moment. Look at that. No errors. It's pretty flawless.
Third double by Connors.
missed it.
Jimmy just seems a little emotionally bottled up right now. I think in a little while you're going to see him find a way to let loose a little bit and let off a little bit of steam. A little bit tight right now.
And also, if you're in Agassi's shoes at this point, you got to be saying somewhat to yourself, hey, I'm playing one of the all-time great players. I'm up 4-love. I'm killing this guy. When's he going to get it cranked up here? I think probably that's running through Agassi's mind just a little bit. Good shot. And on one of the few times when Agassi elects to come in, he gets beat. Here it is. Agassi in a little bit slow, and he says right here, yep, he knew he had been passed by the cross-court forehand. And you are going to hear a roar if Jimmy Connors wins this point in the game. There is Phil Agassi on the far left, and of course Nick Bollettieri, who has been here for the entire tournament.
Connors said after he beat Edberg, he said, I play better when I get riled up. Right now he needs to be riled. Sense of accomplishment for Connors. He holds his serve. It is 4-1 Agassi in the first. And right now this crowd is reacting in this first set much like the crowd last night. Becker just smoked Yannick Noah.
You know, we got to remember that when Jimmy played Edberg, he was down 2-love, got off to a fairly slow start there, so this may not be bothering him as much as everybody thinks.
That's the type of shot that'll bother you. And that's what I wonder, is the continued pace from Agassi going to take a toll on Connors?
Well, Jimmy's going to try to mix it up a little bit. He keeps running up against his backboard. The way Agassi's been playing, he's going to have to change his strategy a little bit.
Connors just a step slow there, getting over to that two-hander. Good look at the 88 record. 63 wins, 11 losses.
Yeah, he's had a bad year this year. He's only won 71% of his matches, right?
But the key thing is he hasn't won many tournaments. That's the difference.
Agassi being watched by a star-studded crowd, including Chevy Chase, close personal friend of Al Troutway.
Looks like he's getting ready to go on couch for the Mets. Best return Jimmy's hit all day. Really got into that one-hander there from the left side. I don't know, Venus looks to me like he might be having a little trouble kind of getting loose here. He's not moving that well.
And he makes it 5-1 Agassi in the first set.
If it was a young Jimmy Connors, maybe he would start to worry a little bit, but after all these years, Jimmy's been in every sort of circumstance you could possibly imagine in tennis. And he himself knows what he's going to do, what he's going to try to do to change things. Now, whether he executes or not is a different thing. But Jimmy right now is not, afraid of the player that he's playing.
Well, also, that's the beauty of the 5-set match. Even if you're down, you're getting killed early in a match. 3 out of 5, you got to say, hey, that's okay. So I lose a set, I'm still very much in the competition.
I'm sure he's not pleased about missing shots like that.
No.
Overroll.
This is Rudy Berger in the chair.
Well, this might be what Jimmy needs to get riled up.
I was just going to say that. This could be something that could work to his advantage. Let's listen.
Tell me why every time you're in my chair there's a controversy. The last 10 times you've been in my chair, I've always got the controversy. Explain that to me.
I don't think Rudy Berger's going to leave the chair somehow.
No.
Ken Farrar on the left, the Grand Prix supervisor. Gail Bradshaw, the official referee, on the right of your screen. Nobody's moving.
Love 15. Connors is at least trying a few different things.
Well, this is the time to try them. You got to figure
1-5.
maybe the set's gone anyway, so try a few things and start thinking about the second.
Andre sure hasn't given Jimmy a lot of breathing room today.
I knew that was coming.
A little stare down between Berger and Connors there. The crowd thought that was pretty humorous, but Rudy Berger didn't.
Well, umpires don't have a sense of humor.
Connors has had trouble on his second serve in this set. Wow, he has saved 3 set points.
Patty Connors in the stands as usual. There's one heck of a passing shot on the slice as Bollettieri and Phil Agassi like that shot. This is a shot you don't see Agassi hit too often. Watch it now as Agassi on the full run here slices under the ball. Look at that high return off the swing, and the ball just gets into the corner. He normally goes for the two-hander. Actually, Jimmy hit such a good shot there, he was forced into a one-handed shot.
I think he surprised everybody with that shot, including himself.
You're right.
Well, you can't say that Andre Agassi does not have a whole lot of talent. Mixed it up too much yet. He's been feeding him that fastball the whole time, the hard drive, and I was expecting Jimmy to use a few more short balls, maybe even drawing Andre in a little bit and then hitting the hard one.
This is really the way the first set of last year's match was played, exactly this way.
Well, this is the way Andre likes to play.
And Connors serves up his first ace, and he has saved 4 set points.
He broke a string on that return. But you know, the way he hits that forehand beat, it's really hard to pick where he's going to go. He's kind of facing the net, falls off, and it really takes a big swing. As we look at Agassi going for a pile of rockets over there.
But there again is an example of what you mentioned in the scouting report, that Agassi was going to pounce on Connors' second serve.
Watch it another time here as he hits that racket back. But watch the stance. He is absolutely facing the net. You have no indication whether he's going to go cross court or up the line.
Boy, Connors is walking a tightrope. He has now saved 5 set points in this game.
In some respects, this could be the kind of game where Jimmy is somehow just kind of scratching his way into the match. Even though he may not win the set, at least he's playing some tennis here. It's a lot more even than it was earlier.
Sixth set point. Long on the baseline. That's amazing. 6 set points. And Connors is still alive.
I think eventually you'll see Jimmy starting to play a few more low balls around the service line, down low to the forehand of Agassi, low to the double-handed backhand, because it's very tough to beat him going corner to corner on the baseline, because all those balls are around waist high, just perfect for him to hit.
It's just too good.
didn't even break his stride there. He finished up that serve. It's a fault. He's going for another racket. Must have broken something. This is tough to come back. You got a second serve staring you in the face.
That's out. And on the 7th set point, Andre Agassi breaks to win the first set, 6-1. 78% of those who have called in today have said no coaching should be allowed during matches.
You're out of business, Ted. Sorry about that.
There goes my job.
Just come to my tennis camp, that's all.
They're lined up out there signing up.
All right, now Jimmy Connors is playing a best 3 out of 4 match after having the first set so soundly taken by Agassi. And this is where Connors picked his game up last year. He lost the first set decisively, but he found a rhythm in the second set. Took it to a tiebreak. And this is where Agassi has had some problems during his career. He'll win a set easily and have that concentration lapse.
And really, for the first time in this entire match, just a little ray of hope here for Connors. 15-30. I tell you what, psychologically, first game of the second set, if he could get a break. Big psychological point for Jimmy.
Connors wheeling away in disgust after that miss.
He's not happy after missing that shot.
What do you think Jimmy does on that forehand? So many people I know have probably bugged him about it. What do you think the problem is with his forehand?
Well, he hits it pretty flat. I don't think it's a problem. It's an awfully good shot, but compared to the two-handed backhand, maybe it is the weaker side. But he has that extreme eastern grip, and he has to get down so low to stroke it flat that occasionally he'll clip the top of the tape. You never see him miss it real bad into the net. It's always the top of the tape.
Yeah. But when he misses it is into the net. Rarely does he overhit the ball.
Well, all the shots don't leave a whole lot of margin for error.
Finally outplaying Agassi, does everything just right here, runs him to the right. Agassi whips over the ball. Now Jimmy sees his opening, comes in on a good approach shot, lines it up and knocks off a volley. But you know, he had to hit great shots there to win 1 point. He hit 2 good approach shots, really, and then knocked off a good volley. It shows you how well you have to play right now to win points from Agassi.
First break point of the match for Connors.
That's good.
And that isn't. And Jimmy Connors has his first service break of the match. He does it to start the second set.
Together a couple good long points where he was driving from corner to corner, and I think he's going to cut down the unforced error percentage. He's going to have to put together a good service game here, though, Bowie.
Big game right here because he's got it going finally after a very slow start, but he's got to keep it going right
He's got a good lift right now. He wants to hold serve.
Also remember that Agassi last year in his semifinal here took the first set from Lendl before Lendl came back to win.
Agassi's a little like, I just saw Pancho Segura before this match started out there, and Segura was one of the quickest starters in the game. He could get out there and in the first 15 minutes, he'd just be all over you. And I think Agassi's really a quick starter. For a minute when that ball hit the top of the net, Jimmy was in big trouble, but he anticipates real well here. Now watch him come over the ball, quickly in, right now it hit the net. Look at Jimmy though, he moved very well there to his left.
He set himself really well again with that fake. He moved to the right, tried to decoy him over there, and then moved to the left. And he had to commit himself because basically Agassi had an easy shot for a passage.
Yeah. There is Pancho Segura, who we just mentioned. What a great player he was, that wonderful two-hander and a fast starter.
Second ace for Connors. And it's 40-15. Only two of the four majors that Agassi plays in. Knocked out this year, third round by Jim Courier. And Connors holds the serve. Stadium court beginning to sense that perhaps Connors can make this a match. 2-love in the second.
Well, I think most people came out here today thinking that this was going to be one heck of a match, a tight match, very competitive. And when it gets off to such a one-sided start like that, I think most of the people live here say, "Uh-oh, no, this can't be happening. We're ready to go. We want to battle."
Felt the same way last year, didn't they?
Yeah. Really, the anticipation was unbelievable. I think is fun to watch about Connors with all these topspins that we're seeing this day. Jimmy hits through that ball so much more. He really hits into it.
He has an aggressive style. At the same time, it's a beautiful style of playing tennis. That's why I think so many people love to watch him play.
Another one of those big first serves from Agassi.
Connors is trying to dictate the tempo of play.
Former Davis Cup captain, Wimbledon, and the first U.S. Open champion back in 1968, Arthur Ashe. Talk about depth. Those balls are landing about 5-6 inches inside the baseline.
Tough to pick a spot to come into net when you're hitting everything 2 feet from the baseline.
Well, the wonderful audio that we have now, it's amazing when you listen to those long rallies and you can hear the symphony of shutters clicking each time somebody strikes the ball.
There are the still photographers.
There is no room to do anything in the photography box today.
Our television cameras and more.
Jimmy started the game strongly, but Agassi prevails to hold his serve. Outstanding through the U.S. Open. And another glorious day today. Great for the players and the spectators. Connors up a break here in the second set. Agassi, very quick player, and Jimmy is using some of his experience to control the tempo of how quickly the match is being played.
And I think he needs a few more points like that, too. He needs those quick, cheap points, as we say. Conserve a little energy.
Well, that's why Jimmy's going for the big first serve instead of just spinning in his serve. Even though his percentage is not very high right now, around 53, 54%, he wants to keep going and try to get some of those weak returns back, because he's got a pretty safe second serve.
Top of the net coming over.
That's one tough shot.
Agassi hit what looked to be a pretty tough shot there. Watch how Connors handles this ball. This is not an easy ball. Look, he almost went for the overhead. Now he lifts it, hits the two-hander, slices it cross court. Watch this now as Agassi on the full run gives him a little hand with that. Very nice. You don't see that very often.
You don't see this consistency very often. A record in Chris Everett's incredible streak in women's tennis here at the Open.
That is Jimmy's fourth double fault.
Exactly the point you were talking about, Venus. Got the weak return. And Jimmy being deliberate between points. Stamina, at least Agassi hopes, is no longer the question it was for him earlier. He spent all this summer working hard on his physical fitness.
Shot was out. Rudy Berger is not going to overrule.
So far, Jimmy's wallet is no lighter than it was when the match started. He lost over $2,000 in the Edberg match for audible obscenities.
And he was a point away from being defaulted. He was in tight shape, but he knew how to handle it.
What does Connors think about the applause that he's getting from Agassi? It's the third time it's happened in the match now.
I don't think he even looks in his direction, really. I mean, he's worried about what he's got to do out on the court, and he's not worried about the showmanship that Andre may show out on the court.
And he hasn't even looked over there so far, and I don't think he will.
I don't think it bothers him one way or the other right now. He's got his work cut out for him on the other side of the court. I think Andre's been conscious of the way he's acted on the court today. Got a lot of bad press after the last match last year against Jimmy, and he's making a concerted effort to play the big guy role today.
And difficult because Agassi rarely plays before a crowd that is not unanimous in its support of him.
Jimmy now. He's asking to see Ken Farrar, and he said nothing about Mr. Berger. I think he's having some physical problems. I'm not sure exactly.
He's walking a little uncomfortably.
You know,
Yeah.
well, it's a guess, but there was about 2 games earlier, it looked like he might have pulled up something in the groin area. But that's just speculation from up here.
He's requested to see Ken Farrar. That will happen at the next game change.
Now, I wouldn't think it would have anything to do with the umpire.
No. This is Ken Farrar. Always in touch with all the officials around the grounds, but right now he's concentrating on this match. And that's a high drop shot. Yes. Agassi plays a very high drop shot here. Look how much room and time Connors has. He just comes in and rolls over the forehand. It's not the kind of shot you want to try on this surface. Jimmy takes off early. Right there you can see him slow down, just changed his pace a little bit. He knew he could put that ball away.
Plus, I think it gives somebody like Jimmy a lift to see a shot like that. I used to get so excited if I saw a drop shot on cement. Couldn't believe the guy tried to play it.
Jimmy's return of serve seems to be picking up in this set.
And Andre doesn't seem to be going through the ball quite as much. He's rolling it just back a little bit deeper.
Connors holding his head now. I don't know, something's going on physically with Jimmy Connors. We'll find out at the game change.
This is a big game. 3 break points. It's going to be a double. And Agassi's first double fault of the match, and he does it on a break point. And Connors is up 4-1 as Ken Farrar, Grand Prix supervisor, comes over at Connors' request. Jimmy does not want us to hear this request.
No. He's holding the towel up to his forehead, and he's been holding his forehead a little bit the last couple of points.
Just to, again, all we can do is speculate from up here, but Jimmy appears to be perspiring profusely, much more so than Agassi.
Connors to be hitting tennis shots. He's bleeding from both nostrils. He's really in bad shape, but he still somehow is able to pound that ball.
He looks a little woozy right now.
Yeah, he does.
Say it looks disoriented.
That's the fancy word for woozy.
Done by Agassi. The word we get, Linda Pence, underneath the stands, just spoke with ATP trainer Bill Norris, and the word is that Connors has said he feels woozy, dizzy, and nauseous, and will be given something to settle his stomach at the next changeover. What a strange open this has been from that standpoint.
You know, medically, this has been General Hospital here for the last 10 days.
For Saturday, after beating Gomez in the third round, Connors went into severe cramps and dehydration and was finally given IV in the trainer's room, in the locker room, for several hours. If you're feeling dizzy, you don't want to be running back and forth like you're on a metronome.
This is unbelievable.
Andre Agassi's not a good guy to get a little dizzy out on the court against. He just makes you hit too many balls. This could eventually pass, but
it's a different situation than we saw Jay Berger experience yesterday when his body just so severely cramped up on him that he could not continue.
sometimes if you eat too soon before the match, you can get a little bit dizzy.
Done by Connor. Connor's just said something over to the box. He looks like a marathoner at mile 22. He's come so far and knows he still has 4 miles to go.
He's having a look over.
Well, apparently what Connors just said to his wife Patty when he walked over to the players box there was, "I'm not going to make it through this match."
Patty Connors just sitting now about 20 feet to the right of where Jimmy is playing and serving from.
Break point. Agassi gets 1 break back, and again we'll be watching Connors during the changeover. Connors did walk to his chair. That was not a changeover during the even game, but he did walk over to the chair, and Bill Norris brought something out to him. It is now 15 all. Connors still up 1 break here in the second set, and he'll try to cling to that edge and hope that the nausea will pass. Agassi wanting to play, but having to wait for Connors.
It's tough. I mean, Agassi obviously knowing something's the matter with Jimmy. This is a real test of his concentration here.
Hot at the line call. That was a big point. Called good for Agassi, and it's now 30-all.
This is Dana Lecanto on the baseline. There's a lot of umpiring, but today on the baseline and under pressure.
Now we understand that after this game, when there is a changeover, that Bill Norris, the trainer, will give Connors some Coke syrup. They cannot give him medicine. These are these different rules that we've talked about and we elucidated last night in the Berger Krickstein match. But we will try to give him some Coke syrup to settle his stomach. There is a difference in the sport of tennis between injury and illness. Illness or loss of condition, which is what this would be classified as, cannot be treated by a trainer during a match.
It's kind of a fine line because yesterday somebody said if Berger had run wide and said, hey, I pulled a muscle, and I mean, how do you differentiate between that and cramps?
Something happened. Somebody dropped something, or there was a noise that distracted Connors as he hit that last shot. We'll be back in a moment. In a very good U.S. Open in terms of weather.
That was Bill Norris we saw out there with Jimmy in the changeover, one of the most experienced trainers. We were told he brought some Coca-Cola syrup out.
You know, there are about 2,000 people in the stands here would have their own recipes for some chicken soup. They'd run down to Jimmy right now if they could.
If you're in Agassi's shoes at this point in the match, do you just try and keep the ball in play now, or do you just keep playing exactly the game that you know? Do you think about that condition at all?
Well, he played so well in the first set. Why change the way that he was playing? And it sometimes is a little distracting when you know the other person's hurting, and then you try to maybe play some drop shots and try to move him a little bit more than you were doing before, but he should just continue playing the way he's been playing.
Of course, for Connors here, if he can hold his serve, he can almost save it in the Agassi's service game, knowing if he holds again, he wins the set. And that's what his immediate goal is here, to get it even.
Because there is a chance that his condition could improve.
Yeah, this is not a Jay Berger situation where we knew that Berger had no chance.
that second break that Jimmy got in this set may play very important later on. Agassi played a loose game. He didn't know exactly what was going on. He didn't know if Jimmy was going to be able to continue.
And now it's 40-15. And while all of the attention focuses on Connors during a time like this, it is a very difficult period for Agassi. Firmly in control after dominating the first set and letting this set perhaps slip away. Second set. Let's go downstairs now to Linda Pence with Ken Farrar.
Ken, maybe you could just clarify for us Connor's situation here. We understand that he can take medicine that he needs for his situation, but that it cannot be given to him specifically by the
player is allowed to get receive a trainer on court to examine, diagnose, and prescribe during any 90-second period. The trainer cannot physically treat him, but he can examine, diagnose, prescribe. That's what he's doing now with Connors.
If the trainer happens to have the medicine that Connors needs on him, is he allowed to hand the medicine to Connors for Connors to take himself?
Yes, he is.
And is that what's happening right now? Is Connors being given some kind of antacid to help his stomach situation?
That's correct.
Thanks very much, Ken. Back to you, Ted.
I wonder if the AMA has to approve all of these rules. What do you guys think?
That was a pretty serious little deal there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could call Coca-Cola syrup medicine.
Well, Agassi now playing 2 strong points.
I don't think you're going to see Jimmy running for too many balls in this game. He's just going to save it up for that service game. 5-4.
That's an ace. Third for Agassi. Jimmy exactly did. He's saving it, and when he'll come back, they'll be serving for the second set. Torture. Well, that's what we're finding out now as Jimmy Connors, racked by dizziness and nausea, serves to even the match.
And this by far the biggest game of the match right here for Connors. He must have this game because of the physical situation right now. With a great two-handed half-volley cross-court. He got caught, actually.
But you know something? You can know and tell that Jimmy Connors is hurting because he doesn't have enough energy to celebrate.
There it is, the half-volley, and the angle was so acute that Agassi had no play on the ball. You might remember that shot later.
Did sip some Coke syrup, but the word we get, understandably, is they're afraid to give Connors much of anything, fearing that it may induce vomiting. And because there's no injury timeout, he literally does not have the time to throw up. I know that my sportscasting career has reached a zenith now.
looked to me like he almost played an out ball, hit that topspin forehand, and then had to make an unbelievable backhand volley. Just comes in. That was a tough shot from Jimmy, and he gets down and plays a fantastic drop volley. But you can see the effort Jimmy's putting into this game. He knows how critical it is.
He took a lot out of it. He's taking a lot of extra time here.
Remarkable chapter in Jimmy Connors' long career as he wins the second set. And I think there was a moment early in that set when he almost did give up. And he persevered to even the match.
I don't think those words have ever crossed the lips of Jimmy Connors to give up. That was a critical set, Barry. Before he lose a couple games and maybe regain his...
He bought some time.
Composure. Start to feel a little bit better because he's walking around in a daze out there.
Yeah, he is. He's still a long way from 100%. Jimmy in quickly now. Rolls over that forehand. Now watch him cut this volley off. Good high shot, but look at the angle on that racket hit. Shadows now starting to be a factor out here in the stadium court. They're about halfway across.
They start to cool things down a little bit on the court also, the temperature.
And again, beat his first game of the set. Connors with a chance, just like that last set.
But what is happening with Agassi here? I mean, his game clearly has dropped a notch.
Well, I think you've got to feel that Agassi is somehow bothered by the situation. I mean, he had everything rolling early in the match. Suddenly now, all the attention is focused on Jimmy and what's the matter with him, and I'm sure Andre's concentration is being affected by that. No call.
But it was a good opportunity for Agassi to jump all over Jimmy in that set.
In the second
he played
set.
a lot of errors that last game.
Fifth ace, and it's 30 all. Agassi hit only 3 winners in the entire second set. So Connors has a break point.
Well, Ilya Nastasi would have handled the situation totally differently. He would have just asked for a doggy bag.
A remarkable shot by Connors to break serve and win the first game of the third set.
Point of the last game as Agassi goes for the overhead. Now Connors way off court, takes off immediately and just drills it up the line. Now watch Jimmy. Connors with the two-hander again up the line. Watch his reaction after he wins his point. I'm back in this match, folks. 20,000 people went bananas. They came right off their seats.
And then Jimmy went and slumped in the chair for 90 seconds. He's going to have to draw on every ounce of experience, of savvy, and probably of energy to do this.
I'm surprised Agassi isn't trying to move Jimmy maybe up and back a little more. A few more drop shots, just to kind of test him a little bit more. He's just keeping the ball in play, and he's starting to miss a little bit.
Fifth double fault by Connors. Connors came to net 13 times. He won 11 points. He was more aggressive and it paid off.
It seems to me that Agassi right now is just trying to keep Jimmy out there. And that's not good enough. You got to try to put Jimmy away, especially when Jimmy's feeling down like this.
Yeah, if we look at Phil Agassi on the left, Nick Bollettieri on the right.
Faulty strategy, particularly since Agassi has never won that type of a match.
Jimmy has the knack of fighting through these kinds of situations. Mentally, he's just so tough, and he'll override the physical bad feeling that he has right now.
Good first serve. Well, I think that Mr. Connors is now alive and well. And he's up a break in the third set.
This is quite amazing the way this match started and where it is right now. I guess he's going to be tested competitively here today. There's no question about that.
Well, we've seen Jimmy do this over and over again. Not as exactly a situation, but come out of predicaments that most normal human beings couldn't find a way out of.
Tommy Gorman, the United States Davis Cup captain, who lived through some very tough matches over there in West Germany not too long ago. Agassi drills the forehander up the line, trying to get back in it here. I don't believe that shot beat us. That was really strange. I mean, that's got to be the worst shot Agassi's hit in the entire match. Floating drop shot right up the middle, almost tempting Connors to come in and knock it off, which he did.
That was the last shot in the book to try.
And another one.
Someday we'll get an explanation of the thinking there, but Jimmy Connors is thinking he's up 2 breaks.
This isn't working. I better try something different. He tried some drop shots, which is not his best shot, let's face it. And he hit a couple real bad drop shots and put himself in trouble.
was in Agassi's shoes, I would not be trying to hit the drop shots, the shots that, if I was Jimmy Connors, I'd be exhilarated to see. I mean, that's giving him a chance to get right back into the match. Go back to what got you to 6-1 up in the first set.
We smoked the ball.
Between points than he did about 15-20 minutes ago. Watch this shot he tries now. He gets in well. And right here, just takes the racket off the ball. A little body English. It didn't work, and he was real unhappy with that shot.
And Jimmy's put a handkerchief around his neck. Usually you put it into some ice-cold water, put it around your neck. It kind of cools your temperature down.
Agassi again with that half volley from the baseline. That is such a risky shot, but he's gotten away with it. Not today.
Steve Mayer from our studio downstairs telling us he spoke with a tournament doctor during the changeover, and that Connors is suffering. There are two forms of knee illness. One is the cramps that he suffered against Gomez. The other is nausea, which he has now. And there's no way for the doctors to tell whether he'll take the fluids into his body quickly enough to allow him to survive a potential 5-7.
This form of knee illness you could ride out. Maybe a set later you can start to feel better, but once you get the cramps, it's history.
In the third set. And with the court now almost completely in shadows, it will get cooler.
He's doing everything he can to bring his body temperature down. The handkerchief with the ice water and the court being covered in shadows now is going to help him also, because the temperature on court will go down.
Continues to miss balls that he was just putting away easily in the first set.
Everything that was going Andre's way in the first set has turned around. Every turn of luck now has gone Connor's way.
Jimmy obviously on the stats much more aggressive.
Well, about 45 minutes ago, Jimmy Connors told Patty, I'm not going to make it through this match.
That's the word we got. Watch Agassi now. Andre back on this overhead. He lines it up and then mishits it. It's about 15 feet over the baseline. Right there, you can tell he knew he had missed it badly.
Deuce. Agassi is featured on the cover of the new GQ magazine that was talked about in our pre-match feature with Jack Edwards. Very telling quote in there we'll talk about in a moment.
Agassi trying very low percentage shot there. There's a couple of very concerned Agassi fans. Phil, his brother, and Nick Bollettieri in the con, but that ball just stopped.
Oh, Agassi just in on the baseline to avoid the break. In this match is just remarkable. We have seen it before in matches involving Agassi. That is ace number 6, and it's deuce. Is up 5-love in the third set. Jimmy Connors serving for the third set. Connors has won 6 consecutive games.
You know, Agassi's backhand return has totally disappeared. I mean, he has missed ball after ball on that backhand return. He's hitting the slice. The ball dies.
In that GQ article, Agassi was quoted as saying, I've gotten a little off track, maybe a little prideful in the fact that I assume I should win, and I forgot the basics, that I've got to work hard on every point. I think people sensed a little inconsistency in my life. A very candid and honest article about Andre Agassi's life. Maybe that little capsule talks about what we're seeing here in such a dramatic change in this match.
Good backhand return he's hit for a long time. Now, quote from Agassi.
I'm sure after he beat Connors here last year, Agassi thought that may have been the case.
I think Jimmy couldn't wait to find them again. There was no love lost in that match. I think Andre's conducted himself very well today, considering the bizarre circumstances surrounding this match.
But what has happened to him today, Venus? What do you sense?
In the interview earlier on, he said something about where the crowd was not going to affect him. He knows that they were all going to be rooting for Jimmy. Just listen to that. If you're normal, that's got to bother you.
Set point.
Connors thought there was a fault.
It looked long.
And it was called a fault. Andre going over. This will be interesting because Agassi has moved back as if to say it was a fault. Rudy Berger. unreal.
Berger saying the serve was clearly inside.
Agassi pointing to a mark behind.
Oh, very smart play by Andre right now. It's the best thing that he could do.
Connors doesn't want to take the point.
Well, it's basically Rudy Berger is saying, hey, he's got to say, I made the call, right? He said the ball is clearly in. Shouldn't he proceed to the next one?
Absolutely.
He didn't do it. He went by the call. He wants to play by the call. The ball is good.
That's very interesting. You're right, Venus. I think what Andre was trying to do there was get 20,000 people kind of back on his side for a little bit here.
Definitely he wants to get those 20,000 people off his back. It's not a good feeling when every time you miss a ball, everybody erupts into cheering.
We saw it on that overhead that he missed a couple of games ago. This crowd went crazy.
And I'm sure somewhere some umpire will file away that quote from Jimmy Connors. Let's play by the calls. Just when you thought you've seen everything, Jimmy Connors has been a 20th century Lazarus today on Stadium Court. And remember, Andre Agassi has never won a 5-set match.
Test for Andre, because I think a lot of people around the world have said, how tough is he when the tough really gets very tight? You know, he had that tough match in Germany when he went down. He lost to Wielander badly at the French a year ago. And now's his test. Can he come back?
He's clearly bothered now. You can see it. I mean, he is missing badly on shots.
Big opportunity there. He hit a fine shot deep to that one-handed shot, because Agassi kind of runs out sometimes, and the only way you can get that ball back is with the one-hander.
Seventh ace for Agassi. Going right in keeping with the score of the match. Just think for a second, guys. I don't think anybody would walk into this stadium today and think that Jimmy Connors would take a set at love from Agassi. Have just 2 unforced errors in an entire set.
Especially about 3 games into that first set.
How about walking around the days? That's pretty good. match like this, you can understand the statement when they say that 90% of the game is mental.
Exactly. These two guys both hit the ball so well.
Well, one set 6-1 for Agassi. It looked like he was invincible.
That's out, and Agassi holds his serve. Nearly 2 hours of remarkable tennis. The first 37 minutes from Andre Agassi, and since then from Jimmy Connors.
What do you think of this, Venus? What do you think about what's going on down here?
Venus is talking to you from down there.
Well, that ball was clearly out.
Ray Berger in the chair. Overruled. They'll start over again.
That's amazing. The overrule's been used so rarely.
I can't believe what's going on out here.
And all that does, though, is get the crowd back in the Connors corner again. Short-term harm, maybe long-term benefit.
Well, you got to wonder what Tim Mayotte and Yvonne Lindell are doing right at this point. The winner of this to play the winner of that match. And if they're watching, they got to be crazy. Wonder what's going on out here with these two guys.
Lindell and Mayotte, 7:30 or later on USA Tonight. First set, he's come to net with success.
Connors lines his point up perfectly now, hits the approach shot. I don't think he hit it quite as well as he'd like to, but he's got Agassi way off court. Watch it now as Connors lunges with the two-hander. Actually, even though that looked tough, he knew he had won that point. It wasn't that tough a volley, especially since Agassi was way off court. Mixing it up well now, Venus. Every once in a while, they sneak in behind a first serve, playing very smartly. Here's a semifinalist, Aaron Krickstein. He'll be playing Boris Becker in the other semifinal. What's going through his mind? He watched a guy disintegrate yesterday, Jay Berger, in front of his own eyes. good.
If he thinks he's going to grind Jimmy down and try to take this into a 5th set, he might be in for a surprise. He's got to keep making Jimmy work. That if I was Andre Agassi right now.
Working on about the 6 dozen towels today.
Jimmy would love to get an early jump in this set.
Again, mixing it up. That's a great play there. First point.
Andre's not going for the big first serve in this set.
Hold on. Connors held up his hand just as Agassi went into his service motion. I think Jimmy's concerned that he's going to get a second serve and maybe not a first here. Was it first?
I think Jimmy did.
Yeah. So he played 2. I thought I heard Rudy Berger say second serve. That's why I thought he was only giving him 1 serve. He double faults anyway. If Agassi is even remotely thinking about 5 sets, he better start concentrating on this set.
On the 4th set, you're right.
Just best of 5, you can win it in 4, you know.
Well, to get to the 5th, you got to get this 4th.
That's right. Good point.
Got it off the tape. If Agassi's thinking about the 5th set, he'll never get there.
Touche.
Well, you heard it. Connors, he is the virtuoso of stadium play. Nobody plays this crowd better.
That was perfect timing. That's one of his favorite New Yorkers, too.
Agassi coming back from love 30 to 40-30.
Andre's starting to talk to himself a little bit. He said that was real close. He knows he's missing that serve badly now.
In the first set, those were the points that Agassi was winning. Consecutive aces into the deuce court in the same spot.
Continuing to take lots of time, keep the pace as slow as he possibly can. I think that's been a big factor in this match. The fact that Jimmy was able somehow, even though he obviously wasn't feeling well, but he has, not only that, he has slowed this match down. It's his kind of pace now. It's not Agassi's pace anymore.
The first set was zipping along like a Concord earlier on. Jimmy was just being swept away.
Arthur Ashe checks the jet out. He's been on a few of those in his life.
The fourth deuce point. Third game of the fourth set. Struggle, but Agassi holds his serve. It is 2-1 Agassi in the fourth set. Throughout the day and into the evening as we pass.
Sweating it out with you. Feeling of security. That's basically what a coach's job is 90% of the time.
They're not going to tell you whether you're hitting your forehand down the line and all that kind of stuff. But it's just a nice psychological thing to have somebody around. Tonight, or at the conclusion of this match, it will be Ivan Lendl and Tim Mayock in the final quarterfinal, and you'll see it live here on USA. Second straight service game for Connors where it has gone love 30. He saved the first one.
double fault on break point. That is Connors' sixth. And Agassi now up a break in the fourth set. The wheels clearly came off in the third set, but Agassi appears to have them back in place.
I think that last break gave Agassi a shot in the arm. He's raised his level up.
Now you got to wonder what's running through Connors' head. Is he saying to himself, do I give it 100% effort here to try and get back in the center? Do I just maybe conserve a little bit of energy? Try and win the points like that, but not kill himself in this fourth set. Pretty good record when he's out in front. There is the steam shot. Oh! It's the kind of shots Agassi was trying earlier.
Normally, I would say that Jimmy is not looking towards the fifth set, but we don't know what his condition's like today. You may be right. He may want to coast this set out. He's down a break.
Conserve a little
save
bit.
some energy for the fifth.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's a dangerous strategy.
And there's an easy game for Agassi, and he is up 4-1 in the fourth. Back at the U.S. Open, we will be staying with this match until its conclusion. Connors leading 2-1. He is down a break in the fourth. The first 2-1 margin that Jimmy gave up, and showed you that note he'd only lost twice after being up 2-1, was to Tom Gorman in 1972 at age 20. The other one was in the semifinals here in 1980 to John McEnroe. I'm sure Gorman remembers every shot.
The percentages on that slice backhand are real low for Agassi today. I've never seen him miss that many shots on the slice.
literally blasted off the court in the first set by Agassi, 6-1. Connors up a break in the second, began to suffer from serious dizzy spells and nausea and appeared close to being unable to continue. But he somehow pulled himself together to win the second set, win the third set at love, and now appears to be, and we use the word appears to be, back near normal. And he has held his serve. It is 4-2 Agassi.
I think the dizzy spell's over, but Barry, doesn't he look a little drained too?
Yeah, I don't think he's anywhere near 100%. I think he's a long way back from where he was. He looked like he might have the default there earlier, but he's not 100%.
He's playing on pure guts right now, I think.
Absolutely. He's conserving energy, though. And mentally, he's playing this match as tough as he possibly can under all the circumstances. Agassi's got to still be careful, even though he's up a break here. If Jimmy somehow could slip back in and win this game, things can change in a big hurry. McEnroe played in the finals in Indianapolis. He was down, ripped off 14 points in a row, just came roaring back. You always have to be careful when a player gets in a hot streak. Talk about quick hands. Now Connors gets caught here. He looks like he is out of the point. Look at him fake again, right on that shot, and almost gets back into that point.
I don't think Andre even knew that the ball was coming back. He just had his racket sticking right there.
Look how close Agassi is to the net, too. Yeah, he was totally surprised there, Vitas.
That was toe-to-toe.
And it is now 5 games to 2 Agassi in the fourth set. Stadium court now sensing the possibility that this may go to a 5th set. Connors serving to stay alive here in the fourth.
Well, the one saving grace for both players, whoever wins, you got a nice day off tomorrow. They don't have to be back here singles till Saturday. And I think that goes through your mind, too, when you're out there playing. You know you can give it everything because you got a day off.
I don't know. I'd have a tough time thinking about tomorrow if I was on the court right now.
Shot here is Agassi way off court now on the full run. Watch him line up the two-hander. This is his best shot off that side and rips it down the line. He was way behind that baseline too. Good shot. thought it was over the baseline.
But he showed you an example. Play the ball, and it's the only way you can win the point. The Crows are watching atop the roof of the National Tennis Center. Agassi can win the set if he holds his own serve. Jimmy does not want to lose it on a break.
Stayed with that ball well. That's the shot beaters we talked about earlier, where he has had some trouble with that grip coming down the line.
His serve. And it'll be Agassi now serving to send this match to a 5th set.
I think Jimmy's going to go all out in this game. He'd like to keep it in 4 sets.
Giving a great lesson in gamesmanship today as well.
Big break. First point so crucial when you're trying to break.
And Andre's got to be a little bit careful. New balls are going to fly a little bit more. A little bit tougher to control.
Trying to make Connors run, and Jimmy answers. And now the crowd sensing the chance for Connors at log 30.
Pretty confident looking back at it, love 30.
Sure was. He hit out on that.
3-5 in the 4th set.
The 5th double fault of the match. And Connors has 2 shots to get back on serve.
Service return. He was thinking of coming in and just pulled back a hair.
I was just going to say that, Peterson. It looked like he was ready to come in behind that second serve, and then didn't think that the return was quite good enough to end the rally. I think he's still thinking the same thing right now.
Agassi didn't give him any chance. Deep breath from Nick Bollettieri.
Very little breathing going on in that group.
against the net. But Connors' forehand just skimmed the top of the net.
Third break point.
And Jimmy backs off. As soon as he heard that plane coming, he backed off, slowing everything down again. Agassi got away with a mishit there on the forehand. He hit the ball way off center. You could see it bounce.
Came off like a knuckleball. It skipped off the court.
Really did. He was lucky on that shot.
He has survived 3 break points, and now Agassi has a set point.
Serve.
This fight will go the distance. Now, when a teenager plays a 37-year-old in a 5th set, you would rarely have to wonder about who might have the advantage in stamina, but Andre Agassi has never won a 5-set match, and that is very prominent in his mind right now, I'm sure.
This is what they came to see today. I'm sure when everybody walked in here, they were expecting this kind of drama, and we got it. 5 sets.
He'd like to show everybody that he can win a 5-set match. But on the other side of the coin, Jimmy Connors did not play 4 sets for nothing. You'll have to drag him off the court without trying.
The fact that he's in a 5-setter.
Agassi skates around the court pretty well, doesn't he?
He really does. He hits that running forehand so well up the line.
Great court coverage.
He thought one was wrong, and he played through and won the point. We are in the 5th set. Staying with you until the match is over on USA. In a classic battle. Connors recovering from dizziness and nausea in the 2nd set. And here we are in the 5th. And this has been the match everyone so badly wanted to see today.
Agassi now rips the forehand here. Good shot. Just look at the way that racket comes over his right shoulder. Tremendous topspin on that shot. He looked quickly over to his camp.
Well, he's won 2 points with running here in this game, and now has a double break point. Playing an outstanding game, and he breaks Connors to start the fifth, showing something with good movement and court coverage to win that first game.
Connors actually broke serve in the first game of both the fourth and the third sets to get off to a quick start. This time he's psychologically that could do something to him. I don't think it's going to do anything competitively, but psychologically perhaps.
Agassi seems to have gotten that bounce back in his feet. He's back up on his toes.
It's like he's got a second wind suddenly. He does. And I think everybody's waiting for Jimmy's second wind to kick in. We're not sure it can at this point because he has really exhausted himself.
As he serves the ball, you watch him play this point, you have to wonder how he could play the way he did in the third set.
Pretty well disguised drop shot. He takes the two-hander back and then just releases the left hand, comes under it.
I think everybody was expecting an incredibly crazy match today, and I think they got it.
I think Jimmy inside must be a little concerned right now. Agassi's beginning to hit the ball like he did in the first set. And he has served a wide kicking serve to Jimmy's backhand has been effective.
And the tempo's changed a little bit. It's speeded up again, reminiscent of the first set.
No question about it. It has. Jimmy is not slowing things down. Now he tries, but this is more Agassi's pace again.
The conditioning showing a little bit here. Jimmy's not a little step slower, maybe?
He's definitely looking a little bit flatter, a little bit more tired. I think that dizzy spell really took a lot out of him.
It almost looked like he stumbled to that last ball.
He did. When he first took off. They have turned the lights on here at the stadium. It's that time of day when it's difficult, right about this time of day.
The conditioning work may have paid off for Andre, especially in a match like this. It hadn't been tested in the earlier rounds, but this has been a long 5-7.
Classic two-hander now as Agassi again just rips over that forehand. Connor sees the opportunity, hits the ball down the line, and Agassi, perfect timing in that shot. Two-handed. Watch how quickly he gets the racket back. Good preparation, then good weight transfer there. Look at him, he's ready to move again. It's amazing how things turn around.
Well, you see that, and you see the talent that this young man has, and you really do. I sit here puzzled at how he played the third set. I just don't know how it can happen in the same match.
He's still trying to learn to control his emotions on the court also. He's only been pro how many years? A couple of years.
Yeah.
Agassi is putting on a clinic here in the 5th set. He's never won one before. He's on his way here.
Agassi put 4 great points together in that last game.
And then he starts at 15 love here. And Connor's leaving nothing behind now. This is a game he has to have. Down 2 breaks already in the 5th. This is what has astounded everyone. Agassi just seems to have almost flipped his switch and cranked his game up several notches here in this 5th set.
His only chance really is to rush Andre. You know, you can only go to the well for so long. Jimmy just pulled on those reserved resources, that extra little bit of strength, and it seems to have gone away. Can't say enough about his fighting spirit, though, Jimmy.
Giving it 110 all the way for a long time.
Very long time.
And now it is 4-love for Agassi here in the 5th set. And the appearance in the Agassi box is much calmer.
He still don't look too happy to me.
Voluntary with a little clenched fist.
At least there's a little bit of breathing going on there.
It stopped for a while, no question about it. Jimmy takes the approach now. You can see him. He knew he had this big high two-hander. Hits that shot so well. It's good angle on it.
How many times at the U.S. Open do you think Connors has played a match where he's come to net 40 more times than his opponent? Both Connors and Agassi winning just about 60% at net.
Amazing. Jimmy up there 59 times, winning 35 of them.
He's played a long time, but at least now Jimmy is walking straight lines. He's walking from point A to point B. He's talking to himself. 2 hours ago, he couldn't do either of those things.
He was walking in a circle 2 hours ago.
Like an in and out ball. But Connors holds his serve. Agassi still up 4-1 in the fifth. Incredible swings in fitness and in play. And Agassi is in control here in the fifth set.
Crowd thought that was good. It was called out.
Barry, don't you think the spirit of this match is a lot different than last year's match?
Totally different atmosphere, Fetus. It was all Agassi last year. It really was. I mean, it just went so quickly, and he was all over Connors today. You got to see a bit more of the competitor here in Andre Agassi, certainly. Although the match is not over yet, folks.
Connors knows if he could get one break, he's down 2, but if he could get one, he'd get the crowd back for one last run. Match for Connors in this championship. I think we'll take a little break after this.
I don't think he'll be practicing tomorrow.
No matter how much Jimmy Connors loves tennis, what's the psychological toll on him having to come back now twice in this championship from bad physical problems? Does it take a mental toll?
But obviously you've got to concentrate a little bit more because you're thinking that, hopefully this condition is not going to reoccur. And it's something that bugs you every day. You wake up a little bit stiffer than you normally would.
That was not an easy shot. He sliced that thing back, kept it in play. Bill Shelton there with Nick Bollettieri moving out of the picture. Andre's agent.
Has won 10 of the last 13 games to take control of this match at the 3-hour mark.
Jimmy has not missed one of those high backhand volleys all day. He has just sliced that ball out.
It can't be easy for any athlete in the position of Jimmy Connors to look across the net and see a young kid that you're playing against who looks like he could run 13 sets. Connors holds, but it may be too little too late. For 3 hours and 3 minutes, two tennis greats have gone at it. And the applause, I think, is mostly directed at the competitiveness of Jimmy Connors. When all of his peers are playing in the over 35 on the seniors circuit, and Connors is out here banging it with a teenager. No offense, Venus.
Excuse me.
Got it.
The man never says die.
This is what they love. Rudy Berger trying to keep this crowd quiet. No way.
Thank you.
Feeling for Andre Agassi to have a double fault cheered so loudly by so many.
Little Nastasi still here. Wonder what he did with his doggy bag.
15-14.
Agassi takes a huge chance, and Connors thought it was a double fault.
It goes down as the 11th ace for Agassi.
Talking to you again, Venus.
Andre Agassi getting a little taste of what it's like to be an athlete in a team sport. Stepping to the line to make a foul shot with 20,000 people waving at you.
Thank you.
Oh my word. For a tennis player, it's a relatively new experience. Agassi is still up a break. He will still have a chance to serve for the match.
Thank you.
has won 11 of the last 13 points. Don't you think that guy loves this?
Oh, man. It doesn't get any better than this, I'll tell you. That is about as dramatic as you can get. Down 5-1, looked like he was totally out of this set. Comes roaring back and plays 11 out of 13 points.
If Jimmy was going to write the synopsis of this match, he could not have picked a more dramatic way to finish it. You think you were at a hockey game?
I was going to say, this is not center court Wimbledon, is it?
Oh, no.
For Jimmy Connors, this feels like home.
This is unbelievable.
And Andre Agassi is like a pitcher taking a one-run lead to the mound in the ninth inning of Game 7, but he's the visitor.
It's kind of like...
Ladies and gentlemen, please ready. Thank you. Thank you.
He's got it.
Trying to will the Jets out of the sky.
It's a little like Magic Johnson being up at the line looking through that backboard with 3,000 people waving their arms. That's what Agassi's faced with right now.
Thank you.
This young man is maturing about 20 years right now. Two points from match.
Well, Agassi can't watch.
It's out. It's out.
Ball wide.
Inches, giving Agassi 2 match points. Philip Agassi can't watch, what does that tell you about Andre? Kid's growing up a lot.